The field of photography has undergone a major transformation since the commercial launch of the digital camera in the early 2000s. Even more since the proliferation of the camera phone and the launch of mobile photo sharing social media platforms such as Instagram in 2010. Comparing Instagram's reported analytics of 95+ million images shared daily and other sources estimating close to 600 billion digital images being uploaded each year, with Kodak's estimation in 2000 that the world to date had taken 80 billion photos, a new record for that time. In 2014, a major internet trends report, it was estimated that every 2 minutes, humans take more photos than ever existed in total 150 years ago. The question now is, with all that visual noise, how do we know what is good? I tend to break down photographs into 3 categories: evidence, the mirror or document, metaphor, the window, and memory, the personal, the snapshot. This last category is what most people think about when they think of images on social media, the snapshot, the dinner someone had last night, people's kids, people's pets, views of the beach from the hotel balcony, etc. Instagram, when adopted and adapted by creatives and photographers, has evolved quickly to include other categories as well. But the predominance of images posted are still more snapshots than narrative images that will stand the test of time. The square frame leads to a different sense of composition and order than the more rectangular formats traditionally associated with 35mm or large format photography. The meteoric rise of the viewing of photographs on digital platforms, social media in particular, and Instagram specifically, for millennial image makers and photographers, the square was the standard they were used to, and has in part greatly influenced what I will call the Instagram aesthetic. So with all these images floating around and the ability to take a very good picture with a camera phone, the question I get asked a lot is, why do I still choose to work with and teach with film, and specifically large format film? The answer for me is, with all the hurry of modern life, I want to slow down a little when I'm creating my work. I want to spend time with my subject and really look to see the story that needs to be told. With large formats, such as this beautiful 4x5 Sinar View camera recently donated by a generous friend of Robert's, the process and its intricacies dictate the time and concentration required to create the image. Choosing the focal length or lens for the subject, loading the film, metering for the light, setting the aperture and shutter speed to let the correct light in for exposure, focusing and framing the scene, checking the shutter and aperture settings again, removing the dark slide, which readied the film to expose, and finally clicking the shutter. Then you do it all over again, because one exposure or composition is never enough. Like anything, you hardly get it right the first time. And this is just part of the process. Part 2, developing the film, and 3, making a final print, happen in the darkroom and require equal amounts of attention and care. But again, for me, taking that time to create something new and the time spent and the magic of the photomechanical process are worth it. I find they work more thoughtfully and authentically when they are working with a manual camera, either analog film or digital SLR, the digital equivalent to a 35mm camera with interchangeable lenses. They make images, not just take pictures. Digital is a whole different medium and has some of the same, but not all the same considerations. Much of the work of your digital camera today is the computer inside trying to correct your technical mistakes and mimic the optical properties that the mechanical machines produced. This is particularly true of the camera on your phone and the photo editing apps that make your image artsy. I will leave you with another quote from Sarkowski used in the seminal photo theory book On Photography by another critic who also in the late 1970s seemed to foresee the digital revolution's impact on photography, Susan Sontag. Photography is a system of visual editing. At bottom, it is a matter of surrounding with the frame a portion of one's cone of vision, while standing in the right place at the right time. Like chess or writing, it is a matter of choosing from among given possibilities. But in the case of photography, the number of possibilities is not finite, but infinite.